Welcome to Must See Films. My name is Darren and this channel is helping you see films differently. I recently revisited a childhood favourite of mine, Back to the Future, and it still holds up as a fun-filled adventure, a sci-fi masterpiece, and at the same time a very intimate family drama. One of the most overlooked achievements of the film is the film's opening shot. It manages to convey an incredible amount of information to the audience in a very short time, not to mention the technical execution of the shot itself. As the film opens, we hear the ticking of clocks, tying into the theme of the overall narrative. The most impressive part about this sequence is that it really serves as a character introduction for Doc Brown without actually revealing his character. Another great example of a scene that conveys information to the audience about a character before they arrive on the story is the build-up to Cruella de Vil. First we hear a conversation.
Must be Cruella, your dearly devoted old schoolmate. Cruella de Vil.
Building to a song.
That's it.
Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will.
A silhouette until finally, as the character first arrives on the screen, the audience now has a sense of who they are.
Anita, darling.
So we learn that Doc Brown is obsessed with time. This is also setting up an experiment that pays off shortly after, causing Marty to be late for school.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
This clock shows a classic image from the 1923 Safety Last. And also foreshadows the climax of the film. Next we get some evidence of backstory. We learn that Doc was once rich, he is an inventor, and because of perhaps an explosive experiment or in an aim to fund his latest project, he has sold his grounds. But an even more telling aspect of this item is that he's kept these specific pages, displaying them on his walls, perhaps as a reminder of how much he has sacrificed for his vision, like the greats. Among his role models are the likes of Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin, and Albert Einstein, as seen in these portraits above his now humble living quarters. Also, note the appearance of the JVC video device, which is a crucial element to the story later on. The radio gives us our first grounding in time.
Best deals of the year on all 1985 model Toyotas. You won't find a better car at a better
The date
price.
is presented again later when it becomes more important, but just note that within minutes the audience has an understanding of when they are. The piling up mail, smoking toast, coffee machine on auto, and the piling up of dog food indicates that he hasn't been home for some time and raises the question of why has he left all his equipment on. Now this is answered shortly after the opening shot.
Perfect! My experiment worked! They're all exactly 25 minutes slow!
In other news,
The case of the missing plutonium is presented here, again raising questions in the mind of our audience early on in the film. Unlike the intentional mystery created around Doc Brown, Marty is the audience's first character. Putting us into his shoes early on lets us be taken on this journey of time travel and adventure. We also see his 80s clothes and sets him up as a skateboarder, which pays off later on in the story.
what's that thing he's on?
It's a board with wheels.
It's an absolute dream.
The knowledge of the key and casual nature of his entry shows the closeness of Marty and Doc's relationship.
Come here, boy. What's going on? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. That is disgusting. What the hell is it?
Concluding this incredible shot by paying off the issue of the missing plutonium. Now this doesn't fully satisfy the audience but only creates more curiosity. If we ignore the running time of the advertisements at the start of the film, it's amazing to note that this sequence lasts only 2 minutes and 52 seconds. It's taken me more time to explain the content and meaning of the thoroughness of this crafted shot, making this an incredibly economic way of telling a story specific for film. Now, if we compare this to the opening shot of Back to the Future 2, we see the final few minutes of the end of the first film as a prologue, and then a point of view shot as the DeLorean flies through the skies, marking close to 5 minutes before the audience is given any new information about this story. Now, I'm not saying that every film needs to start this way, but if the purpose of the beginning of a film is to draw you in, raise questions, introduce characters, and layer each moment with thematically rich content, then Back to the Future is a prime example of this. The last little Easter egg is moments after the opening shot. It's interesting to note that the label from the music system reads CRM114, which is supposedly Spielberg's doing. This is a reference to several Kubrick films, which also feature the same short code. Now, I've been fascinated with the opening of films recently, and I'd love to hear your favourite examples which you think are worth more investigation.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But you kids are gonna love it.